And I am live. Welcome. I see three people. How is everybody? Well, welcome. So, what has everybody been up to? Magically, or anything else? Hey, how you doing? Thank you so much for saying hello. Um, Simbanka. Hope I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, forgive me. Spiritually busy is very good. Busy is good in general. Man of many hats. That's great. I'm a person of many hats myself. Do many things. Magic and other things, including music, and also love to create short films. Hello, Hector. Am I feeling the shift in the air? I feel a bit. I feel it a bit. Um, but I'm not really zoned into it yet. So I can't say that I'm just waiting for Samhain to come. Um, I'm just, trying to feel what's going on. I'm also still waiting for the apartment to be renovated. So kind of my mind is on that at the moment. Oh wow, that's cool, Sambanga. hopefully when the apartment's renovated, I'll make it look a little bit more interesting. But at the root, that sorry, forgive me that it's just a plain white wall. I hope it's not too boring because to me it's really boring. Boring. Yes, I worked with Belial a little bit. There was an idea that I had with doing tarot cards, and I keep hearing thoughts of him. Thoughts of images of him appearing to me. Have I worked one on one with him? No, but usually when I want to work with the spirit, I kind of feel, is it going to help me in my evolution, in my what's that word? Sorry, my brain just went. Spiritual progression. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I was actually shooting double part two today. I'm just having fun with it. Um, I'll tell you one thing: it's a pain in the butt to shoot, trying to figure out without trying to put an idea together. But I like doing these small shorts, so hopefully something will come out of it. Thank you so much. Everything forever. Thank you so much that you came. Really appreciate it. Well, everything. The thing is, to me, demons are energies, and angelic, demonic. It doesn't really matter. They're just energies to me. Do they exist outside of myself? I believe that. Do they exist inside? Also, I believe. I believe it's a balance of both. I do believe a diamond is a spirit that guides you. There's many spirits that could guide you in your ascension to. There's a lot of magicians that use the word godhood. Mm, the thing with the word godhood to me is what is that? That could mean different things to many different magicians and people. Um, Now, it always made me wonder if people stop praying to a god, is that God still a god? Or that God is not a god anymore? That made me wonder. Well, I always question things anyway, so that thought just came into my mind. I know that there could be maybe it's not exactly a deeper meaning. Maybe you were expecting a deeper meaning, but I like to really make things very simple when it comes to magic. I don't like to overcomplicate things. I like to take the uh, approach of a demonologist, um, a shaman. So just to get to the point, to get what we need, to get things that will help us progress in our spiritual ascension. I hope that answers your question. I've heard them defined as low vibrating energies and angels. You know, there was a situation at one point before I began my ascension in my journey, and it has its ups and downs, that there was a Golden Dawn group, two girls. I won't call names, but I believe that the goetic entities were low energy, only not low in a way of they're lower than me, which I don't believe in things like that, but that their vibrational state was low. And I remember they started laughing at me at one point because they said, "That's high magic. That's not low magic." It logically didn't make any sense to me. I was looking at energy at different states of vibration. Look, my other job, I'm a vocal teacher. So when you're in your low range, your vocal cords are vibrating slow. When they're higher, they vibrate very fast. So that's how I look at spirits. Um, but yeah, these people, these two magicians, I've never spoke to again because that wasn't very kind of them to do that, and I was very new. Excuse me, sorry. Simbanka, thank you so much for sharing, and I appreciate it. And share away. We're here to learn from one another. That's how I look at it. The thing with spirituality, it's a very personal path, and there's so much to learn from one another. Trying to keep the mind, everybody's mind open when things like that happen. I remember there was situations that some people always argued, oh, it should be this way or it should be that way. No, when it comes to this, there is no this or that. That's bullshit. Oops, I said a bad word. That's BS. um, so we're here to learn from one another, and I love um, hearing all of your experiences. I see, Hector. Well, thank you so much, everything forever. I'm so grateful that you came to the chat and caught this live. I'm a very impulsive person when it comes to chatting. It's like we're going live. I really don't plan. It's just when it comes to me. That's why always have such short notice when it comes to live. A lot of things been demonized. The Goetic spirits, for instance, are old, supposedly pagan gods that were demonized by the Abraham. What's it called? I'm tongue tied right now for some reason. By Abrahamic. Oh my God, I'm tongue tied and I can't even say it. Well, anyway, they were. I'm sorry, they were demonized. Um, do I believe they were old pagan gods? Yes, they could be. And I could see why many would think that they are old pagan gods that were changed. Um, what I do feel is that they're energies that one can, we're energies too, that we can communicate with one another. And as we talk to these spirits and they talk back to us, I also think that demons, angels, doesn't matter, gods, goddess, they also get something out of the conversation. I think they enjoy having conversations with us. I do feel that. Simbanka, I totally agree with you with the idea of we're made in the image and likeness of God. I really also do not think that has anything to do with how we look. Many do look at it from a physical standpoint. Well, Vega, I've only worked with King Paimon a few times. I've never asked um, to work with him with music, which is hilarious since I'm a gothic musician. But usually, when I contact them for knowledge. Well, Bruce Lee was a pretty had a lot of knowledge and was pretty enlightened in a lot of his beliefs. Um, Magic is magic. Well, thank you so much, everything. I really appreciate it. Yeah, there it is. Abrahamic religions. I don't know. I was tongue twisted for a second. I also got up very, very early, so maybe my brain is not really, all there right now. And we're human, so it does happen. You know, honestly, guys, I call it a brain fart when you're like, your brain's working, and all of a sudden, wait a minute, what's that word? It does happen. Angra, I invite demons to possess me. Risky, but they are not bad guys that Christianity tells us. Then, see, this is the thing. Now, everybody, and I'll probably make a video about this. There are many magicians who told and who said, don't contact Lucifage Rofocale, the most darkest demon of them all. Well, I've been lately speaking to Lucifage Rofocale. And I really, no, don't get me wrong, very, very heavy energy, very Saturnine energy, very dark. But I do believe that it depends on your perspective and outlook, and also very important to have a familiar of some sort before meeting a new spirit that you've never met before. Because that really, really helps. It helps me. And it also makes me feel that when I come to that spirit, that I'm not disrespecting it in any way. Because if I'm bringing a familiar that that spirit knows, and that spirit is not surprised. Is there something that can prove everything spiritual is real, like demons and gods? Not trying to be stubborn, just wondering. Uh, Louise, the thing with that is it's very hard to prove someone's beliefs. It because it's not like it's science. Magic was science before science became science. So it was a form of science. The thing is it's extremely difficult. And that's why I suggest before contacting a spirit, make sure that you don't have any idea of what is going to happen. Try not to have any idea, because that way everything will be more natural. And then, after you had the experience with the energy, spirit, God, demon, whomever you want to contact, you can look it up and see if it matches. And when it does match, you know that it was a real experience and you've learned something from it. I see it this way. Who cares? Did you get enlightened from the situation? Did it get you to a higher place that you understand more of yourself and a little bit wiser? Then I think it's worth it. To me, it really doesn't matter if it's real or not. It matters that I experience what I experienced. Because you could go absolutely nuts sitting there thinking to yourself, is it real or is it not? So that's how I look at it when it comes to magic. It's about growth. Hector, no, I've never spoken to the spirit Camille. Camille. I've been actually, guys, working with Lucifer Rofocale, so. Carlos, that's a very tricky question. Some magicians don't believe karma exists. Karma is. It's interesting how Westerners think of karma. I mean, technically, karma is supposed to work that whatever comes back to you in another life. It's technically not supposed to come back to you in the life you're living now. I mean, that's how, from what I read, that's how karma works. There also is a reaction and action. There also is a question is the question is when it comes to karma, and let's say you would like to do something to someone who has harmed you or hurt you in any way. Do I believe that it's the wrong thing to do? That's a very, very hard question to answer because it really depends what it is. I will say that before doing any type of magic that you feel that you might come back, read the tarot cards, learn divination. That way, it will tell you if you will be okay if you decide on doing something. Anything, doesn't matter what it is. Satanic Grimoire of Black Magic PDF free ebook to help you curse your enemies. Think about it this way, everyone. And don't get me wrong, I get like this too. If you are getting angry and somebody hurt you and you feel like you want to punish this person, it's good to wait a little bit to get, balanced because, when emotions go wild, we don't really think too clearly. And wait. I wait and see how I feel the next day. Usually, I'm like, whatever. Why am I going to put all my energy into that when I could put my energy into something else that could move me along my spiritual path and not waste my freaking time? But like I said, it really depends what that person did. Well, Vega, the thing with being too nice, there has to be a balance. There do, because if you're too nice, then people step all over you. If you're too mean, people think you're an a-hole. So, a jerk. So you gotta kind of find a balance between that. And everybody's different in that. And I'm human. So, there's a lot of things I need to work on still. And it's constantly going to be in this life. Then I do believe in reincarnation. Then my next life, I have to work on things. On and on. I just have to accept it. And I think a lot of people have to accept it that they're human and they need to work on things in this life. Hector, the thing is, it's good to learn about this type of magic so you have some sort of, knowledge. But I do think that it just sounds very teenage like, unless somebody really did something really bad and you feel that this person needs to, I don't want to say that word, but that this person needs to get what's coming to them or something. It's better to try to move on and try to put your energy somewhere else. But it really, again, depends what it is. And I'm not the type of magician that will say, don't harm none, don't do this, don't do that. It really depends on the circumstance. And the question about karma, some believe it, some don't. Do I believe it? I can't answer that right now because I can't give you a truthful answer because I am still trying to figure it out myself. And if I'm trying to figure it out myself, I'm not going to say one thing and then next year I'm going to say another thing. So we learn as we go. And I'm being honest with you, all of you. I mean, I'm being honest with all of you. Vega, I've talked to Jesus, the Jesus archetype. I felt really wonderful talking to the Jesus archetype. It felt very warm. I really, really enjoyed it. Louise, humans are afraid of things they do not know. That's just the way human nature is. Magic, a new job, going to a new school, meeting new people. The human nature, we're all frightened of certain things. And we need to feel that we have some sort of control. When we feel that, it's easier to get through these things that we are experiencing. And that's the challenge, overcoming the obstacles. And Ganesh is a really good archetype when it comes to overcoming obstacles. Is there a waiver or ultimatum? Um, the thing, everything is that there is no. Um, when you mean by ultimatum or waiver, do you mean that if you do something for, they do something for you, you have to do something for them? Is that what you exactly mean? Just want to make sure. Oh, anger, I see what you mean. Okay. 33 years. Wow. Well, that depends on the spirit. You have to sacrifice something, maybe. Depends. Bring them some incense, bring them a candle. Sometimes it depends. Like, I wrote a song for Lilith. It depends. But little things, nothing crazy, nothing insane. If any spirit or anything says that go do this and harm this person, I will tell you right now that is not the spirit saying that. So I've never had any experiences like that. So I'm just, letting everybody know, always question when speaking to the spirit. Is it you or the spirit? And you have to listen to your gut. Spirits only want it. Want what? Louise, there's no dumb questions when it comes to this. And yes, I've spoken to Lucifer many times. Spirits only want you to sacrifice something that is yours to give. Vega, I agree with you there. Well, I'm gonna clap my hands for you, Vega, because I used to smoke and it's very difficult, and I haven't smoked in very long time. Sometimes I still get the urge to smoke, but I don't smoke anymore. And like I said, bravo. Well, Angra, I'll tell you one thing. You're very open when it comes to invocation. Um, I will tell you one thing about invocation, though. I'm very, I love invocation because I can hear the spirit much clearer. But I want to make sure that whoever I'm invoking into my body, excuse me, that I know that spirit for a while, So I don't just want to invoke anybody. Because if I do, I don't know if the real spirit entered my body or some egregore thought form which I don't want in my body. And then that's when it could get very dangerous when it comes to Goetic work. I feel a lot of people who deal with the Goetia and have bad experiences with the Goetia is because they're not really dealing with the true spirit in essence. Well, Louise, actually, I wouldn't be surprised, but I never asked him when. Um, Honestly, I don't think I want to know. I want it to be a surprise. For me, I want it to be a surprise. Can they know? Maybe they can. But you're going to be questioning yourself. Did they tell me that or did I just make that up? This is the thing where a good magician is a good magician. Okay? When you could tell the difference between the thing is this, when you are actually contacting the spirit, parts of you and the spirit are speaking to one another. And you have to figure out what is you and what is spirit. And not totally believe this is all the spirit because some of it could be you. So you want to learn how to tell the difference. And this is, I'm telling you from years of experience, and this is a thing that's very important. I don't believe what the spirit will tell you will only be for your ears and for you to grow. Simbaka, you do the right thing. I always ask the spirit. Like I would see Lilith would say, "Oh, her rose is lily," and then another person would write, "Oh, her rose is this." I just ask the spirit, "What do you want? What would you like?" Why am I going to find on the internet what it is? I just rather speak to the spirits for the spirit to ask, tell me what it would like. They dwell in their passions, you dwell in enlightenment. They would be burned up if they came near you. Buddha. See, Angra, this is the thing with negative and positive energy. It makes me wonder. Now, we as humans have our versions of what negative energy is, of what we feel negative energy is. But when I deal with specific demons, I don't feel any negative energy. So, I mean, negative in the way of what we as humans think negative energy is. I do feel very heavy, very saturnine energy, but not negative. Louise, is hell real? Well, I could also ask, are we real? In a way that maybe we're all dead now, and then when we die, we actually are born. It's very hard to say. But I do feel that as we go down the path of our own path, mind you, that it will open to us. Well, succubuses, I would say, are real. There's a lot of humans that are succubuses too. So, energy vampires, primordial ghoul. I like that. It just makes me think of dark matter, Simbaka. Dark matter is all over the clip off. Dark matter is all over the spiritual world, including the astral plane. And it does look like goo to me. Joy of Satan and others say demons are not negative. Well, we have both sides. We could be happy, positive, we could be negative, we could be angry. I do think spirits are very similar in that. Or maybe our thoughts and our emotions rub off on the spirit as we speak to it. I do believe that can happen too. Or we assume this is what's happening. The spirit could speak in any language it wants because it's energy. It's trying to communicate with us any way it can. I had questions from people in the comment section. Is that how you speaking to this type of Greek or Egyptian god? How do you speak to him in English? And I do think that they communicate with energy, and language is not a barrier. Well, that's very clip off. I mean, very. I'm sorry, Vega. I read yours while I was reading Louis' question. Very clip off. How would someone know if they're cursed? Well, that's tricky. That's very tricky. Now, most of the time, people are not cursed. People look into it too much. My life is horrible. I'm cursed. Most of the time, you're not cursed. Bad luck does happen. Stuff does happen. Not everything is a pattern in life. A lot of magicians think and look into it too much, I believe. Oh, there's a pattern. Everything has a certain pattern. No, sometimes crap just happens. So it depends. It depends on the circumstance. But to really answer your question, you will know when you're cursed. It's a gut feeling, and I've been cursed before one time, and it was very, very, and I knew I was cursed. So it's kind of a gut feeling, but you have to question it. Have you traveled through the clip off? Vega, yes, I have. I've traveled through most of the clip off. Well, there's a lot within the clip off, but I've astral traveled through it many times. I love traveling through the clip off. I traveled through the Tree of Life too, the Sephira, to balance out the cliponic forces. Because when you deal with too much of the clip off, it could get very heavy on you and could become a burden. It will feel your life will feel very, very strange. So it's better to balance. Enochian magic versus Goetic magic, which is more powerful, effective? Well, I will tell you that neither. I will tell you it depends on the magician. It really does. There is no one is better. I could do some folk magic here that will be much more effective than somebody dealing this whole big ritual. So I do believe it's in the magician's hands, the operator, not the tools. Since I was a small child, I had dreams that messaged me dreams. Louise, I would say that's really cool. I have not had that, no. Vega, yes. If you're transmuting energy to one form to another, it is very difficult, but it's extremely powerful. um, using alchemy in that way is really powerful. Well, energetic vampirism. See, the thing is this with vampires, energetic vampires. I try to get, I try to um, get my energy from my godhead, not from people. I do think that a lot of people get their energy from other people because they don't know where to get it elsewhere. If a spirit wants to contact me, any advice? Yes, I have some advice. Ask the spirit, how you doing? Why did you contact me? Is there anything I can help you with? And go from there. And try not to worry. Why would you say it is so important to keep magic a secret? Well, the thing with magic and secrets now, it's very different than it was before. First of all, if you would say that you do magic, you'd probably be burned at the stake. Also, it depends where you live right now. I mean, since I'm in New York, I really don't have anything to worry about. There's a lot of people in magic out in New York. Um, the thing is, um, with this is there's certain things by keeping it a secret, it becomes more powerful. When things spread, it loses its power. So I would say that's the reason. I mean, most of the reason is that back then, if you said something that you did that was unacceptable, when it comes to magic, it wouldn't turn out well. I mean, when the Golden Dawn was dealing with things, I mean, right now there's so much magic everywhere. TikTok, witch talk, occult talk, YouTube. My God, there's magic all over the freaking place. Nobody's keeping a secret. Everybody's just yapping. Back then, I think there was a big secret in the Golden Dawn when Mathers and when Crawley was there. The big secret was that they were learning the Hebrew alphabet. So, you know, I agree, Simbaka. You got absolutely. Christian. The thing with Christianity, look, everybody's going to have their imbalanced individuals in religion, fanatics, I would say. Even in the occult, there's a lot of fanatics, you know. Um, and that's going to be in all types of spiritual practices. So you're just going to have to just try not to pay attention. I mean, that's what I do. I mean, I get a lot of comments, everybody, in my comment section from Christians, and what are you doing? Who are you teaching? You're doing devil worship and this and that and nonsense. And then, honestly, guys, I'm happy you guys are here with me. I'm happy that we're learning from each other. I don't have anything to learn from these individuals except nonsense that they yap. So I just don't pay attention. I don't answer their comments. I know a lot of people actually try to answer their comments, and I'm like, oh, it's a big waste. Hello, Starseed Root Witch. Welcome. Merry Mead. Well, hopefully I'll have some time to write the book, but there's some things I want to do. Um, I want to create a little bit more short films because I like horror films. I need to write more music. I need to create a new music video. I was writing something. Of course, all the music that I write have to do with the occult, so it's nothing new. Um, yeah, and continue growing the YouTube channel. I mean, I'm trying to grow TikTok too, but they don't. There's so much you could just say in 15 seconds. Vega, the thing of ego death, I honestly don't think that it's possible. This is what I think happens. I think you get enlightened into certain parts of yourself spiritually. Excuse me, I'm sorry, it's just late. And I think we temporarily, our ego dies. Temporarily. When we learn something very new. And then it comes back together. Wish you success. Thank you so much, Angra. I really appreciate it. I enjoy doing music. I enjoy doing things like that. Also in future videos. I'm gonna put a members section. I think YouTube just allowed to subscribe to the channel some members section. So I will bring more information as I learn about this. Hey Jack, welcome. Yeah, yeah. It's. I really don't think that the ego can die because look, that's our identity. If our ego dies right now, you will become an absolute vegetable. You won't have your name, you won't have your number, you won't have nothing. You'll be dead. Anybody who's trying to say, well, I need to destroy my ego. And you know what, guys? I was in that group one time, long time ago. Somebody yapped crap to me, and I thought that I had it, and I tried to destroy my ego and realized no. So, what is it? If you can't fight it, go with it. Yes, Jack, I took a vacation. It always comes back. But it's like temporary breaking it apart and then wrapping it back together. So you have an experience, it makes your ego go, and then you're blown away, you have fear, you don't know what's going to happen, and then you just wait. After the magical operation of some sort, that some big enlightenment happens, just wait and it'll settle down and you'll come back to normal. That's why it's dangerous to do Goetia, because many snap and they don't understand that it's a waiting period. You have to just wait until everything settles. So that is my gift to you guys. Hopefully that will really help, because I know that many do not talk about that. Hector, I'm very glad that this cheers you up. I know how it is to have a stressful day at work. It's a pain in the butt. Especially when you work in customer service when I worked. Ooh. No, I have never done that, Simbaka. So you are legit. Oh, Jack, it's that's why it's dangerous to do magic, because I feel some people don't question and it's like it's dangerous to do Christianity when they are in full on Christian mode and they don't question their beliefs at all, and logic just goes out the window. And I'm all about being grounded when it comes to magic, and don't believe in medicine, don't believe in science. God will fix everything. There's a saying that someone told me, a Jewish saying, and there's a house, and there's a person on this house, and there's a flood going on. And he's saying, He said, sorry, he sees a boat. The boat comes by. And the boat says, come on, I'll save you. Let's go. And he's like, no, 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 no. God will save me. God will save me. The boat goes. Second boat. Same thing. God will save me. God will save me. And the third boat. God will save me. Anyway, in the end, the guy drowns. He dies. And then he says, why didn't you save me? He says, listen, I sent you 3 boats. So it's just saying that we do have to depend on ourselves and not fully go on everything, you know. What are your thoughts on that? I have not, Rising Serpents, I have not worked with the Angel Tarot, nor did I work with the Occult Tarot. But I will look into it. Interesting. Entities possess my co-workers. Well, the thing is tricky when it comes to that. When working with cliponic energies, you have to be very careful because there were times that I worked with so much cliponic energy that I had to cleanse the house because there was just too much. The energy was just too heavy. Angra, it's dangerous to even live. We're living. All of us are living. Everybody, it's dangerous to live. You never know when stuff is going to hit the fan. So, but like I said, I like being grounded because there's a lot of magicians that I feel that are not grounded. It's important to be grounded because we live our life and we try to grow through magic at the same time, but we also need to do other things too. Well, thank you so much, Lid. Yeah, no, the stream will be uploaded. It goes automatically uploaded, and I know how it is to what's it called? Go to work. So thank you so much for stopping by. Really, really appreciate it, and have a good day at work. Yes, they do tend to influence rising serpents. They do. Um, it kind of influences them to guide you in your way. You know, it's actually interesting. There was quite a thing with Crawley that said if you're doing your true will, everything, all the universe works with you, or your true will is important and everybody's will doesn't even matter once you hit your true will. Now, there's so many different thoughts about that. But I will say, for me, that if you are going down your path, and trust me, when you're going down your path, does not mean you're going down your path. It's going to be you're going down, you missed off your path. Well, okay, you came back. Then you did some other stuff. You're a little bit, you sidetracked yourself. Then you continue going. It's not like I found my path and then you keep going. That's just not how it works. There's going to be a lot of obstacles and things that are going to throw you off your path. And eventually you just get back on, like riding a horse. So don't expect that once you feel you found your path, I found my path. I'm going to go down my path. No, there's things that are going to cause bumps in the road. Gary, that's absolutely fine. If you feel that you could use your own power rather than call to an external entity, that's great. Oh, 5 a.m. Oh, yeah, you got to go to bed. It's 11:34 here. So anyway, again, Sleep well. Well, Vega, all the spirits are in us. Gary, that kind of made me laugh because you said Batman style, and I told him, "What's up?" The thing when spirits do things like this, it makes me wonder: is it a lesson or not? Because there was actually a situation of somebody I knew that I told them that they should study magic, and they said they were ignoring it. But then this person started having dreams that angels were beating her up. Eventually, she started doing magic because it was kind of like, yeah, you're going to do magic whether you like it or not. So I do believe that sometimes, if it's your path and you're forced into doing certain things in life that you don't want to do, but you have to, and then eventually you accept it. Human beings do not like change whatsoever. I don't like change. Maybe I'm a Cancer. That's why, because cancers, once they set in their ways, that's about it. But yeah, people are usually forced to do things. Well, Canderson, I don't try to look at it as I look at it as entertainment. It's fun. I used to think, oh, it's that's not how it is, but it's entertainment. I'm having fun. It's excuse me, it's drama. If I could run around and kill a bunch of, I mean, I love Doom. Doom is awesome. So to me, it's just fun. You know. Oh, Astarte and Raw, awesome. I haven't worked with Raw in so many years. Now, Vega, my sun sign is Cancer and my moon sign is Cancer. I'm a Cancer all around. Oh, wow, Rising Serpents. Wow, holy crap. Well, sometimes spirits do warn you. Sometimes we're just too stubborn to listen. Also, when it comes to relationships, logic goes totally out the window. It's all emotion. I mean, we're humans. Oh, yeah, yoy. Simbanka. Wow, thanks for sharing. That's a crazy story. Oh, a favorite water sign. Well, I've dealt with Leviathan. I mean, Leviathan is some very heavy energy. I mean, I've worked with Leviathan in the Clipoth. Simbaka, to be honest, I do think that sometimes we don't have a choice when it comes to working with magic. You're a magician and you're supposed to be a magician. That's just it is. That's the way it is. I had the same thing with Lilith. Before I dealt with the Cliponic tree, I was terrified of all the things I read about it. It's demons, it's this, it's that, don't deal with it. And I was dealing with Golden Dawn work and the Sephira. And then it's like, you know what? You're going to go deal with the clip off, and you have technically no choice. You're going to get there either way. So I accepted it. So I do think sometimes we have no choice. Well, I didn't. Well, Samael's great. I love Samael. Samael is for me, is one of the most logical spirits I've ever met in my life. It's beyond logic. Simbaka, thank you for sharing. That's really awesome. Nama is interesting because I only met Nama after Lilith. And I worked with her a little bit. I know Lilith has a lot of children, but I never like jumped children, read about Lilith and then went here, went there, you know? So it's interesting how we change when we're dealing with spirits. We go with one spirit, then we work with another spirit, and then there's some spirits we don't work for years, and hey, you know. Mm. So that's the thing. That's why it's important that everybody goes their own path when it comes to excuse me, magic. There's a lot of those that say, well, follow my path. My path is the right path. No, it is not. It's not the right path. That's your path. That's not my path. I'm always not fond of those that cannot follow their own path. Totally agree, Simbaka. Thank you for sharing. Hot chicks in my music video. Well, that would depend on the song, wouldn't it? You know, I mean, my last video, Running Out, that's all about goats. um, I mean, pick up the phone. There's some hot chick in there. Pretty girl. Um, but yeah. Jack, the thing is, when it comes to schizo, I don't like using that word. Who is the Goetia for? You know what? It could be for some and it could be not for some. It really depends on the person's mental state. It's very important. If you are questioning things when you're doing magic, if you feel if there's this is a difficult thing to answer. If you feel that, let's say you're working with a goetic spirit and the spirit tells you go do something that is very harmful to you or anybody, then I would be questioning what that spirit said. And I mean that I would not think I would not think it's that spirit saying that. I really would not. And I would think that a person would need advice from a medical professional when it comes to that. Thank you, Omega. I really, really appreciate that that super chat donation. I really do. Thank you. It's very tricky, and I know. Look, I even came up with this with when it comes to mental health issues. A lot of magicians do not like to speak about mental health issues when it comes to magic, because they feel that magic cannot save everything. There's a lot of things that Magick can do. And don't get me wrong, Magick could do a lot of great things. But sometimes, if we need other things to deal with, we need to deal with them, if that makes any sense. Vega, that's really cool. I'm glad that producer, musician myself. Well, the thing about getting famous, you gotta want to love what you do. I've been writing music for many years, and I do it because it's a gnawing feeling inside. If I don't sing, if I don't write, it eats me up inside. So it's kind of more that when it comes to that, to me. And Magick balances me out, makes me focus. It helps me gain an understanding of myself and the things around me. Hold on, I gotta make sure I read all your guys' posts. I'm trying to. Mm. I've always been frightened by being consumed by the music, knowing. Vega, don't read everything. If they're doing that, they're doing that. You have your things to do, and you do them for yourself. There's no reason to be consumed by the music industry, since if you're in it, I can understand. But if you're not in it, when it comes to a certain level, then just try to concentrate on yourself. I really don't think about things like that. If a song goes good, I'm happy. If it streams really well, I'm happy. Running Out hit 20,000 views or 17,000 views, I was super happy. Because at least some people listen to the work that and as a musician and producer yourself, you understand how much work it is when you are trying to create something. You have to do the studio, the mastering, the blah, blah, blah. It's just so much. So, same thing with video. Since like I'm starting to do video now because I like doing shorts. Since YouTube, I'm into cameras. I'm, trying to figure out how to film stuff. So that's another thing. But I'm having fun with it. A joy of Satan person. Oh my God, what is the joy of Satan person? Because you say, oh no, not another joy of Satan person. There's some people that say, oh, a joy of Satan. Oh, it's surreal, Jack. Magic is surreal. I can't say anything about that. I mean, there's situations that I come out of an operation and I'm so high. I'm high, like I'm technically loopy. What are your thoughts on using Andreas for harming an enemy? Uh, I've never worked with Andreas. There was one time, there was a situation that I felt that I needed to do something on someone. I forgot the spirit that I spoke to. Forgive me, I will remember. But that spirit said there's no point in wasting your energy on this individual, even though this spirit could do it very easy. I listened to it because it's better for my mental health. Rising, if you feel that you want to speak to a spirit about the harming of an enemy, try to put it like this. Try to forget how you are feeling toward the enemy and try to ask the spirit from a logical point of view, what does the spirit think? What can you work on, or what can be done? You would be surprised that a spirit that could take care and do some brutal work will tell you something different. And that's happened to me many times. Well, rising spirit, those are terrible people, horrible people. And I'm sorry that this happens. It does happen. There are always going to be people that talk about people and behind the back. And they're just small, tiny, but it's hard to not ignore them because we're humans and we're trying to grow and try to understand and get higher than that so it doesn't bug us. What are your thoughts of selling your soul? If I sign a contract with a corporate entity, I don't enjoy my job. Is my soul temporarily sold? Well, Vega, I think there's always a soul exchange going on when you're dealing with spirits. Always. I mean, I don't technically call a spirit and say, I would like to sell you my soul. To be honest with you, I think the spirit will laugh its ass off. I don't really know where that saying came from, but I do think that there's always a piece of energy exchange going. So you're technically selling your soul every time you're contacting a spirit. Doesn't matter if it's a good spirit, bad spirit, any spirit. You're doing an exchange. And even when it comes to human beings, when we are talking to one another, we're also doing some sort of exchange. I heard Andreas is angry with humans, is angry, and as humans has abused him so much. Well, that sucks because humans suck, you know. And humans are, I always thought some point that human kind of remind me of cockroaches, in, in a way that they will move to an area. And don't get me wrong, I'm human. I'm from the species. They will eat all its resources and then they will move on. So kind of reminds me of that, but I feel bad for Andreas. It's terrible that humans have abused it. And I've spoke to spirits many times, Goetic spirits, and asked how other magicians talk to you, and a lot of them say they abused us. They told us this, we command you to do that. And I'm like, that, not good, not good. Joy of Satan is a group that is about theistic Satanists. Anything that has to do with Nazis exposed to us, so they claim I theistic Satanist. Okay. Simbaka, that I enjoy your point. Selling your soul is an oxymoron. Technically, all souls, including the soul of service, comes to God, which cannot be bargained with. Actually, that makes sense. There's many things that I've read that this was done this way, this was done that way. For some reason, I don't know, a part of our human ego, I don't know what it is in all of us, that we want to grab onto something that this is the truth. And for some reason, we want to just grab it. But then when we feel that this is part of us, we want to get everybody involved. And saying that this is the truth, you should follow. It's just something happens to us as humans that causes that. And I want your thoughts on that. But it probably is because of the tribal element in us as humans. Oh, I get it. Okay. Angra, the thing with this is that I would like to. I feel that these entities are real. Okay, that they're outside of us, but they're also internalized. Now, imagine this, and I always will say this: are you contacting the real spirit, or are you contacting an egregore thought form of the spirit you think is real? See, this is where it becomes questionable. Excuse me. You got two tribes. This one believes in this God. This one believes in this God. This God, this tribe conquers this tribe. Now, this is the main God now. And whatever this God was, kind of little by little disappears in the past. So, an egregore is formed of what that God is now, not was before. If that makes any sense. So I think it's a bit of both. I also don't understand when some spirits are saying, "Oh, it's just an allegory or an egregore, and that's it." I don't believe that. I do believe it's a balance of both. But that's my belief, Angra. What you believe is something different, and I totally respect it. I respect all your beliefs, everyone in this chat right now. Well, Vega, everybody is with. Demons are with elements. Angels are elements. We do have those elements: air, earth, fire, water. Anyway, everybody, thank you for your questions. Thank you for being here with us all together in the group. I will be doing more live streams when I am able to. Once I get into this, the renovation thing, then I'll be able to do more. I'm trying to get out more videos. I'm trying to do what I can to, bring the channel up, to trying to get the channel better, to try to do things with the channel that others have not done with their channels. Something that can appeal to many. So if there's anything that you feel that the channel could add that for you to watch and what you guys want to watch, please post it in the comments so I know. Thank you, Vegas, so much. And thank you for always hanging out in the chats. Thank you, Angra. No, I want it to be all open-minded. Once a person tells you that I know the answer to life, turn around and run. Because, that's what I think. Well, I'm not really into lucid dreaming. My work is with the astral. But I do need to work on my lucid dreaming. I have to tell you that. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much. And I will see you in the next stream. Usually I say I'll see you in the next video, but anyway. See you guys. I'm already passing out.